Hi guys, how are you
Hi.
today? It's tea time.
Yes, it is. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
I know. Andrew, we have so much to talk about. Those rich girls from Potomac, they don't know how to act, do they?
Okay, you know who's really been stealing this? You know who's been the MVP for the past 2 episodes?
Who?
Ashley and Karen Huger.
I know. Karen's big time MVP. But that's not all we're going to talk about. Okay, we got to talk about what happened on Potomac, how they're trying to get Monique fired, and she's literally fighting for her job right now. Poor Monique. And then we're going to talk about the rumors that Kyle Richards is so upset that her sister actually got hired. So did I tell you that? So the rumor is they actually hired Kathy Hilton.
Mhm.
Wow. And I could just see Kyle like not sleeping at nights. There's so much
In fact,
that
I
could
think we
go
should talk
wrong with
about.
that.
Yeah, we should talk about that first, actually, because I have.
You have
Yeah,
tea?
I do. Okay.
Oh,
Here's a
wait.
thing.
Go on. Hold on. And then
Okay.
we're going to talk about Kelly Dodd. Oh, gosh. Kelly and her insensitive racial comments towards Black Lives Matter. What's wrong with that girl? She does a lot of things crazy. Remember, she didn't believe in the coronavirus. She did that. She said it's a hoax. She did. She said coronavirus is a hoax. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Vanderpump Rules being green lighted for another season. Vanderpump Rules, well, it's really not Vanderpump Rules because half of the staff is gone. I don't know what's going to happen to that. Yeah, it's crazy. And then we're going to look at close out with Teresa Giudice is selling her house for how much?
$2.25 million.
Do you think she'll get that? Do you think listen, you say it. What's the problem with the house?
It's a little gaudy. It's a little bit gaudy. Also, construction. If you guys go into more videos, there's video tours of the house, and you'll see stairs aren't lining up. And you know what? Joe built the house for her.
No, Andrew, stop. Did he really? Are you serious? Oh no, you're joking, right?
It was Joe Giudice's construction company, and you know what? I've got no qualms against Joe Giudice. You know, Joe Giudice.
We like Joe Giudice on this channel a lot.
I love Joe Giudice. You know what? He was my homeboy. You know, he got Teresa. He was Juicy Joe. He gave so many moments. When you beat up Joe Gorga.
I know. Joe's going to be on our show in 2 weeks because he's doing celebrity boxing. So we're going to talk about that. He's celebrity boxing Jennifer Lopez's first husband. This is not a joke. It's true. In the Bahamas. Yeah. So he's going to be on the show. So we might ask Joe some questions like, how's it going in Italy? And, you know, does he miss the old house? You know, things like that.
I mean, no hate to Joe. If you guys know me, New Jersey is my franchise. I mean, I love Potomac, but New Jersey, I've watched every single episode 4 times over. A little too much, but yeah.
It's crazy. All right. So you want to talk about Beverly Hills first?
Yes. Okay. So we've got Brandi Glanville going on her Unfiltered podcast. And you know what? This is an accurate podcast and you know what? I get so sick of listening to these podcasts. We've got every single dang ex-housewife creating one.
Yeah.
It's like we've got Heather Dubrow. We've got like Heather Holla Thompson. And we know we've got Brandi Glanville. Yes, with that's when the Caroline Radziwill stuff has come off of, and it's a good podcast. I'll give it that.
Okay, go ahead.
So, and we've got, I think, because if you remember, Brandy's son was like, Andy Cohen, own up to your part of the deal.
Right.
I think Brandi Glanville, she is realizing Andy Cohen's not going to put her back on the show ever again.
Oh, there's probably in life?
Probably it's looking like that. So she was thinking, well, if he's not going to let me back on, I'm going to go ruin the show for him I think she's going to hold the show ransom until she gets her job back. Doesn't it make sense? She's going to start releasing stuff little by little, how like Kathy Hilton was supposed to be signed on, you know, rumors were talking about that.
You think she's doing that on purpose?
I think she is. And she's going to be like, hey, I'll tell that Mauricio decided to hop on this train unless you give me my job back.
Well, okay, let's just stop for a minute and just so I can marinate on what you're saying. You're saying, and I agree with you, Brandy's never coming back. Got it.
Yeah.
But she's going to sabotage the show.
Yeah. She's like, you didn't own up to your part of the deal?
She was the one that came out and said, yes, it's official. Kathy Hilton will be back on the show.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought she was just talking too much. No, she's an intentional sabotager.
Exactly. Doesn't that make sense?
No, it really doesn't make sense because you're going to piss off Andy Cohen unless you just figured he doesn't like me anyway. Let me just.
Yeah. Because she can hold the show ransom because I'm sorry, each one of these women have deeper and darker secrets. And if she has proof because she's been on the most recent season. She's been filming with these ladies. She's been mic'd. She's had it all. So therefore, they've been on text chains with Lisa Rinna. Lisa Rinna has told her stuff, I bet you, in a little moment.
Oh, God. It's so good. That's so
I think
good.
And you know what? I hope, Andy Cohen, you've been very smart. You know what? We all need to take a moment. Thank you, Andy Cohen, for not bringing Brandy Glanville back because now we're going to get all the drama. All of it.
Yeah, I know. Huh?
He's making some smart decisions lately. Well,
Kathy Hilton is the smartest. So the rumors are that Kyle is a basket case because it's official. Her sister's coming on the show. And they're not speaking right now. They're on bad terms. So who knows what Kathy's going to say. But do you think Kathy's going to come with the truth?
I think, like I said this before on Sunday, this is going to be damage control for Kathy. Kathy is going to be like, this documentary for Paris, I was not painted in the best light. This is not good. I need to be on damage control. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, it gets the ratings. My sister's on it, and I know they'll take me. Let's just go try to control damage.
So it has nothing to do with Kyle. You think the reason that she came back, you think this is damage control for her and her husband and her family.
Yep.
I don't know. I think that Kathy is going to be upfront with her feelings about Kyle, especially since they're not speaking right now. And it's always 2-on-1, Kathy and Kim against Kyle. And remember that episode a long time ago when Kyle was in the limo and she couldn't hold it in anymore?
Yes.
They're going to have many of those moments. They're not going to be able to hold it in. And they're going to be like, you sold mom's house. You know, Mauricio didn't give me my half of the money. That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah. Let's hope for that.
I mean, I really do. But they're saying that she tried not to get her on the show. Andy got her on the show anyway. And, you know, it's not just Andy making the only decisions here. It is, he has a huge, you know, part in who comes and goes on that show. But they decided to go ahead and bring her on, which was great because that means they got rid of Denise. They demoted Erica, thank goodness. And I just think that they're going to bring back Kim. And, you know, you've heard about her problems being on and off, you know, the way.
Yeah.
I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
And so this is crazy. And, you know, Kathy's on good terms with LVP and Brandy. Mm-hmm. She likes Brandy. Brandy's going to make her way on that show one way or the other. She's going to be at someone's party or something like that.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I absolutely agree with that because, I mean, Brandy, she's got nothing to lose and everything to gain. And we saw this with Lisa Rinna. These women, these Beverly Hills housewives, no one is more desperate for fame than these third, second-rate actors, actresses, and second-rate models. These people are willing to climb the wall and send their own mother down the river.
Yeah, and that's exactly what angry Brandy's going to do. I love angry Brandy. She's a total nut job. But you're right. She has it out for Andy Cohen now. This is going to be so good. But, you know, and I'm not going to miss a single minute of it. But we really got to go and talk about Potomac. It was, and we got to get serious with Potomac, okay? So let's touch some crazy topics on Potomac. Okay, so listen. Last night, Monique called the girls over, tried to apologize. They weren't hearing it. And we know the reason they weren't hearing it is because, in my opinion, Gizelle has it out for Monique. Point
Absolutely.
blank, period. She's the one that went behind the scenes and got all the stuff started. She wanted to bring it out last season on the reunion. They didn't let her talk about it there. She's getting all the information from Monique's best friend Gigi, and taking it back to producers, and she's orchestrating all of this. If you look closely on a video that I do, it was her hand that pushed Monique to start with, and she's just all in it. She's just all in it, and she doesn't want these two to be friends because she really wants Monique fired. She's going behind the scenes rallying for her to get fired. She brought a bodyguard on the show because she said she's scared of Monique. Okay, really, Gizelle? She's so terrible. What else is going on that we should talk about? She's just really trying to get Monique fired. Monique is fighting for her own job because the rumor is at the end of the season, one has to go, Candace or Monique. I don't think none of them should go. I mean,
okay. Well,
tell me.
Okay, so I've got a lot of opinions today. I'm sorry. So after watching that episode, I realized I don't like Candace. She sat there wholeheartedly, looked to the camera, and lied. We're talking, she pulled a Denise Richards and say, "Oh, I like Teddy." No, it's this. And then we've got
What did
Gizelle.
she say? What was the lie?
Candace was saying, "I did nothing to provoke this fight." And then, you know what? I looked back and, I did nothing. Nothing.
Yeah.
Really? Are we going to look back to you're going to drag me, Monique? Like,
no, I think
you're eating your own words. Like, yeah. And then we've got Gizelle, who, okay, let me just tell you something about this. Allegedly, because my parents do, I've got people who sit on gala chairmans and, things. So here in the Washington, D.C. area.
Okay.
She's been stripped of a couple guest lists before.
What do you mean?
Disinvited. No longer invited.
Gizelle?
Yes, could not provide the money for gala tickets.
No. And
allegedly, this is all alleged. This is all alleged.
What?
Now, I have known this for quite some time, but I figured, you know what, maybe I'm going to be the bigger person, and, maybe she doesn't. We've never spoken, but her name does come up. She's a reality television star with an Instagram following. Of course, people are going to want her at their events.
But if you think about it, she does not display socialite behavior. She just doesn't.
I don't even think we can use socialite and Gizelle in the same sentence.
So what you're saying is she has a bad reputation around town or with the rich people.
With the wealthy? Yeah.
Oh, but I thought she was rich. Is she rich? Oh my God, Andrew, are you serious? She's Pinky. She's not rich.
She's Potomac middle class. Potomac middle class.
Oh, are you? Oh
okay, let me tell you something. If you live in an area, New York, Washington, D.C., and Connecticut, you are very familiar with this term. There's a middle class for this area, and then there's the 1% for this area. She is not 1% material.
So why has she been not invited places? Oh, you said disinvited.
Disinvited due to her behavior, because on the show also, if we looked at last night's behavior, I need a bodyguard. And if you also looked at the way she was speaking, and I'm not making fun of anybody's speech or anything like that, but Gizelle, okay, if you're going to be on a reality television show, talk to a speech coach. They'll teach you how to elongate your letters. Speak with better nouns. Like, girl, know some nouns.
You are so bad.
Like, go back to elementary school. Let's go back. Okay. Oh my God. In case Gizelle, you're watching. Okay. You know what? Okay. Let's go over some new nouns that Gizelle needs to learn, everybody. Sharrell, what are a couple nouns that you think that Gizelle needs to learn?
I don't know.
New home. New home. That's a good one. She'll need a new home. She'll need a number. Well, this is not a noun, but she's going to need a new number. She'll need a new interior decorator.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Without a doubt.
Yeah, she needs to go to Mitchell and Bob. That's a noun. Sure. Okay, that's what we're going to do, everybody. I want you guys to go to Gizelle's Instagram page. Anybody who's watching, put a new noun in her description box every single day.
I cannot. You are bad. Listen, I mean, last season when she was dating Sherman, I don't remember how many seasons ago, and his wife didn't like her, She has a bad reputation, doesn't she? And do you remember there was one season where Ramona refused to take a picture with her?
Yes, I do.
So you're right. She's got a bad reputation with the socialites.
Yeah.
She's not even a socialite. How did she get on that show? I mean, you don't have the money as Monique.
Well, what they did for Potomac is, okay, so if you guys remember, they cast The Real Housewives of Washington, D.C. years back. This was the third installment of the Real Housewives franchise because this was the perfect market they wanted to tap in. They wanted wealth, but they wanted layer wealth. They didn't want just like middle America where it's just like you've got people who have billions of dollars and people who have nothing. They wanted layer wealth, and this is an area where there's an abundance of that.
Okay.
So they cast The Real Housewives of Washington, D.C. That's the law. He's crashed the White House Correspondents' Dinner, so then they had to cancel it because it was a national security risk. So then so they casted The Real Housewives of Potomac because they wanted to come back here. This was the third place they went. This was a place they really wanted to go.
Mm-hmm.
So then you know what they did?
What?
They decided to go higher. They got a friend group, and they figured, okay, so we do need more diversity on Bravo. Let's go this is a friend group, and Gizelle happened to be in that friend group, and that's how she got casted.
Oh, it's who you know, basically.
Yeah.
But do you think? Okay, so Monique came out on Watch What Happens Live, and she said that she's going to talk about Jamal's mistress, current day mistress, not one in the past. This mistress now that's been his mistress for 8 years. I feel that she needs to do that. I feel like she needs to fight fire with fire. Gizelle goes below the belt and Monique needs to go below the belt. I feel that it will add to her value on the show because we hear of all these mistresses. I want to know exactly what they're saying and exactly what he's done. I want to know how many children has he had out of wedlock, because the father said he had 6 to 7 baby mamas. Did you hear that?
Yes, I did. Also, we just need to talk about it was with Gizelle. Can we blame him at this point? Can we blame him? It was with Gizelle. Can we blame him, everybody?
True. Listen, I mean, do you think he was ever faithful to Gizelle? She's a pretty woman. And so,
really,
what more do you want in looks? It has to be the way that she acts. What do you think?
Okay, first of all, I've never met someone in this area who can blatantly lie like Gizelle can. We've got an image to uphold. I'm the first lady of the congregation.
Oh my God.
Of a congregation of what? The congregation in Atlanta? Man, in Baltimore?
Yeah.
That's where your congregation is? And just please, can we stop? You are not classy. In fact, you are exhibiting D-Class A behavior.
She really is. And can you believe, okay, I'm not trying to down their church, New Birth, the one in Atlanta. Would you want your pastor to have 6 to 7 baby mamas, dating all these women around town? One of them happens to be Phaedra Parks and the rapper's Tweet. I mean, and do you want Gizelle to be your first lady? Like, what? This has to be for money. Do you think these two are a real couple? She's an embarrassment. She really is.
Okay, I'm going to say something kind of controversial here. I think there's going to be a cash shakeup this season, because, okay, we're at the 5th season. This is the turning point season. These shows, let's be realistic. Orange County has about 2 seasons left. So therefore, that show will average 17 seasons. That is going to be the baseline.
That ultimately Orange County will be canceled? Is that what you're saying?
I give it 2 more seasons. I believe by the 17th season. I believe by the 17th.
What do you think about Potomac?
I think we can probably expect maybe up to 20 seasons from Potomac. But so we are looking, I think Bravo has seen these OGs. We've got the Ramonas, the Luanns, the Nenes, the Vickies, the Tamras. We're looking at them and we're trying to figure out, these aren't housewives anymore. Their kids are gone off to college. Yeah. These people, they've gone through divorces.
Yeah.
I think almost everyone I've mentioned in that list has gone through divorce.
So you think they're going to fire Gizelle earlier than what we think?
I think they're going to try to keep Karen, because Karen, she was cast as like the grande dame. She is going to be kept for the longest. And I think Karen, because everybody likes Karen. Well, the majority of people like Karen. We all believe she is what Potomac is, and she still remains true. Mm-hmm. So I think what Bravo's going to do, that there's going to be a casting switch up where I think 3 people are going to get fired this season, are going to go away. And I think my pick would be Candace, Gizelle, and Monique. And I don't want Monique to go, but I think Monique is going to go.
No, you're giving me a heart attack. You think they are going to fire Monique?
I think
that's the rumor. That's the rumor. I do not want it to be true.
I don't want it to be true either, but I think we have to look at it realistically. I have to look at the fact that
why would they fire Monique? We have to start a petition. Why would they fire her? She's the only true rich person on the show, Andrew.
Well, unfortunately, we do live in a very high concentration of wealth. This area, this Washington, D.C. area, is the wealthiest area in America. It has the highest concentration. We've got McLean, Arlington, we've got D.C., and we've also got Potomac. So we've got these suburbs where they can really pick a new person because, I'm sorry, these women are not friends. These women are co-workers at the end of the day. They're all here for the bag. They're all here for the check.
Yeah.
So these women are replaceable, and
I will have a heart attack. So the rumors are that they're going to fire either Monique or Candace at the end of the season. You have taken it a step further and saying they might get rid of both. And Bravo is heartless. If they feel that that's the best thing to do, that's what they're going to do. But what about Gizelle? We don't need her there. Do you think she's the new Lisa Rinna that they're going to keep around?
Well, I'm hoping the fact that she's not, well, okay, if Monique's gone, okay, so they have to look at it strategically. So if Monique goes, Candace is going to go right alongside her. Because, I'm sorry. You know what? Unfortunately, I'm going to have to speak the truth word here because the truth word here, because this is what I think is going to go on. Bravo, it's about creating drama, viewership, ratings. That's what it is. It's selling airtime. They do not care about what we think.
Yeah.
They only care about, no one likes Teddy, we're firing her. Yeah. It's no one's liking Gizelle this season, she's gone.
Yeah.
No one's liking Candace or Monique, they're both gone. It's who we don't like. It's okay, if the majority of people say we're not going to stop watching and we put proof behind that, they're going to be gone. If you make it difficult for production to work with, which Gizelle has on numerous times, they have actually put the cast, they put the other girls at risk due to Gizelle.
You're getting really deep here. You're saying behind the scenes, Gizelle is not liked by the production?
Yes. Allegedly. Sorry.
Yeah.
Just,
what's the reason she's not liked? They think that she's a troublemaker or just...
Although she puts the darn cast at risk most of the time. Her home, okay, first of all, when they film at her home, okay, allegedly, this is just because I live in the area, allegedly.
Spill it, we're ready for the tea.
Allegedly, her home is not exactly the most. She has a lot of land, but it's not exactly groomed that well. So if like the cast film on her home property, you've got leaves everywhere. They could trip and they could fall and they could be injured. That's a huge reason why.
Oh my! You're saying it doesn't. It looks like it's almost in a ditch a little bit around the forest. It really does. It's not a pretty home at all. Is that bad? It's horrible. It's horrible. Yeah. And it does look like it's this long driveway and it's in the middle of trees and woods.
And I also know this because I went to a bar and I overheard the production company talking about this. So if anybody's like saying, how do you know this? How do you know this? Oh, allegedly. Allegedly. Yes, this happened. And this is completely true. I heard people allegedly getting people drunk at a bar on the Potomac production team who was saying this was a monster to shoot with. We had to shoot this scene today. And I think
you're telling the truth. I've heard that before, now that you brought it up. And they were saying something about, was this the same, come in the same group of tea as how they were saying it's really hard to light Black women?
Yes.
Is that?
Yes.
You're telling the truth. They don't like her. I forgot all about that, Andrew. And they're saying that she's hard to work with. You think that they will fire her?
I think if she causes
using her for this season to cause a big ruckus for Monique and destroy Monique's life, Bravo they would do to you what they did to who did they fire? Teddy and Brandy. They didn't use Brandy anymore after ruining your whole reputation.
Yeah, exactly. And if we look at this also, we have to look at the fact. So if we looked at what Gizelle's behavior last night was, so Monique said she's going to expose everything Gizelle has done at the reunion. Gizelle is going to cry there and she's going to be like, oh, well, I feel dangerous. She's a threat to society. I bet you Gizelle is going to use the term threat to society, a danger to me and my girls, a danger to my family, or something along those lines. Just try to get out of filming that reunion because she is not going to want to be confronted with the fact that, like, oh my God, my whole life could go up in smoke.
Yeah. And it's going to blindside her. She doesn't see it coming. She really thinks she's pulling a number over on getting Monique fired, saying, I don't want to film with her. You have heard that, right? She refused to film with her. Her and Robin refused to film with Monique. And Monique is really fighting for your life right now because we've heard Andy Cohen say so many times, if they don't film with you, we have nothing to shoot. It's out of our hands. We have to move on like they did Danielle Staub.
Exactly. Also, I do want to talk about Gizelle's behavior, that the Gizelle's and Candace's behavior. And you know what? I'm looking at this as a white man, and I'm talking about what they I'm looking at this as a white man, and I need to understand these women identify as Black women.
Right.
They have said that.
Right.
The behavior exhibited by Gizelle, by Candace, the terminology, the use of a bodyguard. And unfortunately, this is going to get a little heavy. So if you guys aren't into that, I mean, you might want to like skip over this.
Speak your piece. Speak your piece. Go ahead.
It was colorism right there because, you know, and it was trying to build a divide between the women who they do well. These women do well. These women have homes they've been paid for. They do have a nice life. But to try to call someone a caged animal, a savage, a hood rat.
You say they were using degrading Black terms to identify with Monique. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. And that is hurtful. And that you say you're trying to be against the stereotype. You are the stereotype right there.
Ooh.
You are.
It's just flip the script. You said that they were trying to make Monique look bad, but they use stereotype words that identify with the ghetto person, Black person personality. And they were trying to stir up, stir up problems, drama by putting her in the category of the stereotypical Black girl. That's what you're saying, right?
Yes, exactly. And by doing that, and you see Karen acknowledged this in the episode. She was like, you need to let her finish. And then Monique she acknowledged it too. She's like, Gizelle's just going to try to tear me down. It's not even worth it to have her here. And then you've got Wendy. Wendy just throw in the towel. Let's just why
is Wendy even in this conversation? She doesn't know Monique the way that the other women know her. This is a brand new relationship.
She was brought in by Candace. Candace. Right. So they're obviously she's going to be on Candace's side. And honestly, just why are we doing this, girls? We are all so much better. We're all better than this, except for Gizelle and Candace. Then this is truly their behavior.
Well, listen, do you think Gizelle will be successful at getting Monique fired?
I think so. I think so.
You think so?
I don't want to say that to be true, but I think that is real. I think that's to be true, yeah.
Well, okay, so, oh gosh. I don't think anybody should be fired. Not Candace, anyone except Gizelle. Gizelle needs to be fired. Yeah. She's pulling the Lisa Rinna right before our eyes, and I think it's unfair. I think she's got these two women fighting with each other for her own personal gain. Do you think it will change when people start bringing in Jamal's dirt?
Yeah, just, oh God, can we just, Gizelle, she's going to be on. Gizelle, okay, can someone, I don't know this, but let's try to find Gizelle's degree, if she has one. Okay, and if it's in cosmetology, she's got the beauty brand, that would make sense, but unless it's not in cosmetology.
I think she said she went to Howard because she's an AKA. She joined that sorority. I think she went to HBCU, but she's just a miserable person. I don't like her at all. I see right through her, what she's doing. But so we could see straight through what Gizelle is doing. But exactly. Robin, what is Robin doing here?
Robin, you got the hot husband, you got the rich, you got the hot, well-known husband. What are they doing to be on the show? Is Juan you're saying
Robin doesn't have a storyline?
Yeah, it's like Juan doing something to like Andy Cohen allegedly. Let's just say that out there allegedly. Like, is Juan doing something for Andy Cohen? Like, Is he doing for something? Is he doing it for someone on the production team? I mean, they aren't technically married, so I mean, it's not like
I'm gonna go on a mad search. Is Robin doing Andy? Because she has no storyline and she's getting away with it. Right? No one says, "Hey, Robin doesn't have a storyline." No one's saying that. We're all focusing on Monique and Candace. You are so right. Oh my gosh. It's been 35 minutes. Let me bring up Perry. He's been sitting there.
Yes, he's.
Hi, Perry. How are you?
Hey, chilling.
What do you think about Andrew's perception of them trying to stereotype Monique as the ghetto black girl by using those words?
Yeah. Now, I would say so too. Even with Wendy is in that too. But Gizelle to me is like that. Giselle got like prom queen syndrome, where she's used to been given everything because of her looks.
Yeah.
And so the biggest problem is she is so jealous of Monique that she instigated all this between Candace and Monique, and in my opinion. Now, and then she's gonna storm out the house later, right? You know, she go through all that stuff, and then I got to leave. No, the bodyguard was over the top. She's gonna play into the narrative. I am not safe here. Because she's really trying to get Monique fired.
She really is.
But that should get her fired. If you can't be around her, you don't have a storyline anyway. They should boot her, right? But she got a problem. She storms out the house, basically, with the bodyguard, saying that, because me and my husband got an image to uphold. And I said, you and your husband got an image. And
your home wrecking image.
He's going behind a prayer booth with a different woman every 30 minutes. Talk about it. I mean, hey, let's keep it real.
She's on her knees for something.
Exactly. And he don't even want her. So, we got an image. You know, she should go. Robin don't have a storyline. She should go. If 3 people are going to go, we got to flip the coin with somebody else. But I really do think that Monique and Candace should stay. If Gizelle wasn't there, they probably could make up. Probably.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's true. Yeah.
Candace didn't want to come clean on her part. Now, I don't condone violence, but I can see how a person would react. A person could react when they're taunted, right? Yeah. And Wendy gonna sit across the table. I back black movements all the time, and I never retaliated. But I'm sure at one point you felt like it. And if you was provoked a little bit more, then you could have.
Yeah.
And they want to play like Monique, like she just this typical stereotype black chick. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, they ain't nothing but trouble. And Gizelle to walk in there with a bodyguard. For real. You got a bodyguard, but you can't keep a man. So, I mean, you know, maybe you want to rent one of those too.
Maybe Michael Darby can contact her. Okay. Allegedly, Michael Darby can this is how the conversation's gonna go. I hope everybody doesn't mind, but I'm gonna say how the conversation's gonna go. Oh, everybody. She's gonna be at the reunion. If she actually shows up, she's gonna be like, I can't get a man.
About the reunion. Tell him.
Yeah. Okay, well, I think Giselle's not going to show up to the reunion. She's going to be like, Monique's going to spread all these lies and damaging things about my girls, and this is going to be horrible for my family, and it's a risk for me, and due to COVID and like all of this and that, it's going to be a yada yada. Like this reunion, it's either going to be fantastic, or we're all just going to be sitting there shaking our heads and just want to throw a remote at the television because.
That's probably true, though. I mean, she probably is setting it up for that card.
Yeah.
I mean,
trying to get her fired.
I think it's one to get her fired. But if she's going to bring this evidence to the reunion, then she's going to use that to safeguard herself for not having to be there.
Yeah. I agree with you, Andrew. She might not even show up. Perry, what do you think of a pastor that's on a reality TV show with a reputation for being a womanizer? Giselle's father said he has 6 to 7 different baby mamas. And then she walks out and says, you know, it's ruining their image. Would you want your pastor to be on reality TV?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I mean, that's the damnedest thing. That would shock me. If anything, by her mentioning her husband, ruined her image. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that didn't make sense to me.
I know.
Let him go with the other baby mamas.
Why? I hate to say this. What makes those people stay at that church? It's a mega church. It's not a small church. It's a mega church. And
I can't really say, but I think when people really get into their religion and stuff, and then they, like the form of people, they get to know each other and all that. They want to believe in the right thing, which
So they're
it's a
just listening
thing.
to what he's saying and not what he's doing. If you
Right.
look at it that way, you could stay in a church because I'm not going to judge his life, but I'm just listening to what he's saying. But for me, that's just.
I mean, because if you look at it this way, why would Gizelle want to stay with him? Because she know what he done, but she really want to believe that they can work it out. I mean, you get people like that, and I can't knock the people that's going to the church really, because when you're so deep into this belief, I think it's more about the religion than the actual pastor. Because nobody's perfect, and people use that excuse, But him going under the prayers booth every 30 minutes, suspect.
I couldn't figure out what it was, but I think you hit the nail on the head. They're not judging his life; they're just listening to what he's saying, and you could say really good, uplifting, smart things, and not live by them yourself. It's really. Do you think he's a reformed man, Andrew? Do you think?
I'm sitting over here. I'm Protestant. I'm sorry, I gotta put that out there. I'm Protestant, Presbyterian. Like I just look at that, and you know what? I just go, yeah, he's not a reformed man because, like Perry said, there's a confessional stall, and there's the one where they don't have the screen, and I think those women are singing. Those women are singing their church songs, if you know what I mean. They're praying on their knees. They're singing their church songs.
Pregnant right now. He probably is. A bird of the feather. What is that? Whatever. A leopard doesn't.
A bird of the feather flocks together.
Jamal Bryant has not changed. I don't care what anyone says. Gizelle's making herself look crazy. Do you think she's going to be successful, Perry, in getting Monique fired?
Well, like Andrew said, I mean, it really could happen. I mean, because really, if they're going to let people go, by right, if you let her go, you can let both of them go if they know they can replace her. And two, a lot of times with these shows right now, if they can bring in somebody for less money, because, it is that time of season, that they possibly may just do that. I mean, I hope not, because really, if they let those two go, or even let Monique go, Gizelle really have to go. She don't have and maybe Robin too. She don't really have a storyline. She can sit there and you may see her husband and she just walk around. Yes.
I like Robin. I think she's really pretty. She needs to go.
But she's like everybody's puppet though. I mean, she don't think for herself. She let everybody else think for her.
I know.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, Robin has no reason to demand that Monique gets fired. Yet the only reason she has is I'm following in the footsteps of my leader, Gizelle. And Gizelle has every reason to get rid of Monique because of jealousy. And then she thinks, she'll get the perks with getting her fired. What do you like? I mean,
they probably will.
Yeah.
And then Wendy want to go because Wendy got all those degrees, but Wendy is jealous of Monique's money.
You think, wait, what? You think Wendy's jealous of Monique?
Uh-huh.
What makes you think that?
Well, no. I mean, just how she's trying to come across at her, like she's just this poor black ghetto chick. You know what I'm saying? And
they're really trying to make her to be ghetto
because she got these degrees, and I applaud her for,
applying herself at the university.
But sometimes it's not enough. When people get like that, they want to feel like everybody's beneath them. With those degrees, she thinks she should be the leader of the house. And when she see Monique over there with that cash and her lifestyle, she feel like, well, why would this chick have it and I don't? I got these degrees.
Let me argue the other side for a minute, the other people. What Monique did was terrible. I don't care what happens. You don't hit anybody. And she needs to lose her job because of that. What do you say to those naysayers, Andrew?
I do have to agree with them because, I can agree with you. And I think there are points to every single story. I'm sorry. There are 3 different points to everyone's story. At a fight, let me just say this. There's the person who attacked them. There's you've got the 2 people fighting the fight, and then you've got the third person, and that's you. That's whose side you're on, because the third person, you need to decide what you saw for yourself. You cannot say, well, this is the facts, because unfortunately, people can have facts stacked in front of them. You can have, say there's a trial, and it's saying all evidence is pointing to X person, but they're going to say why. because they like something better. And I think there's that third point of view that's who we are and that's what we are. And while watching that fight,
that no matter what, at the end of the day, Monique actually did hit her. And
yeah,
no one cares. Some people will not care what the reason is you did a bad thing and that's it.
Exactly.
It's all about like principle and law, right? Like she did something wrong. Like I said, I don't condone that. You know what I'm saying? She did it. And I feel like if she was to come back, it had to be like a mutual agreement between her and Candace. They would, production or whatever, because the other girls can run around and act like they don't feel safe. Monique ain't.
You think Monique is going to get fired?
I said possibly she could. I'm saying if if they was gonna fire Candace for it or whatever, both of them need to get fired, or just Monique, because she did. And you can't let nobody provoke you. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. She was wrong for that. But I'm saying if they can work it out some kind of way, I don't know how. Maybe they had to get rid of Gizelle so they can have time to talk about it. Right? I'm not sure, but if they could work it out, it probably could work. But Monique was wrong for hitting her. I can feel why she did it and exploded, but if I explode, do something wrong, I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, according to Andrew, he thinks they're going to axe both of them. I don't think neither one needs to be fired. People lose their cool. And let's not forget, Candace egged it on. She said, what are you going to do? Drag me, drag me, drag me. You don't do that.
I'm saying, but I mean, she didn't do physical harm.
Yeah, I mean, you're
that's
right.
When we come down to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if people are going to talk trash every day, you can't just go around choking people.
Yeah, yeah. I know.
Yeah.
I mean, did you hear what Andrew was saying? Have you heard this rumor, Perry? Because it's been out a while. How productions do not like Gizelle, and it's been out for a while. I forgot all about it till you brought it back.
No, I ain't really know that.
She's not like in social circles. Have you heard of? She tried to take a picture with Ramona. Ramona refused to take the picture with her. They were in the Hamptons. Did you hear about that, Andrew?
Yes, I did. In fact, she did the same thing with I forget which other housewife. It was Frank Catania. They were on Watch What Happens Live together, and she apologized to Frank because Frank. I'm sorry if you guys watched Real Housewives of New Jersey. Frank's a pretty agreeable guy. Everybody really likes Frank. Yeah. Giselle, Ramona, she's a crazy person, but she can see right through crazy, and she saw just what Giselle was really worth.
I mean, and then, do you think Giselle's rich now with her cosmetic line? The house says it all.
Every hue beauty. I'm a white guy. The makeup line's not designed for me. It's designed for people of darker hues. So if you know what, if anybody uses it and they like it, put it down in the chat, put it down anywhere. If you use it, say, you know what, I'm a Gizelle supporter or Every Hue Beauty. Put one of those three things and we'll figure out how many people buy.
Bringing in millions of dollars, you don't think? I don't think so either. Maybe 1 or 2 million, but not like Monique millions.
I think she maybe made $100,000 off it. And net profit, yeah, maybe $100,000.
Oh my God, you guys are awful. It's terrible. Look, last night was a really heavy episode. I'm seeing Monique going around town now. Have you seen this? Doing so many interviews, trying to save her job, get her story out, and they're double teaming her still. The women are saying, I don't want to work around that. She's a savage. They really are giving her that ghetto image. It's really, really bad. I feel bad. Anyway, let's move on really quick and talk about crazy number one, and that's Kelly Dodd.
Real Housewives of Orange County comes on tomorrow night, everybody, so set your DVR.
Kelly Dodd, have you heard this? Perry has been running around town saying that the coronavirus is a myth. It's not as bad. No, I'm not. Am I making that up, Andrew? She's saying it's a myth. It's not as bad as hoax. Yeah, it's not. And she didn't wear a mask for a long time. And she's really offensive person. Then she wore this hat that said, oh God, I have a picture of it.
Drunk Wives Matter. I think it was Drunk Wives Matter. Kind
of making fun of the Black Lives Matter movement. Personally, I don't think Kelly's a racist, but what would make someone say something like that? What's wrong with Kelly? Do you think she's racist, Andrew? I'm just going to ask you straight out as a white man.
I think, you know what, the term racist is overused. I think undereducated, just an airhead could be used. I think that's what she is. I think she is a true airhead who lucked out by getting on the show. In
But
fact,
Perry, what would make somebody make fun of the Black Lives Matter movement?
I mean, some people don't look at people just take things and just say things that they probably don't really truly mean. They don't think it through. They think something's funny. I could just say this.
Black Lives Matter is an organization dedicated to Black people. And
I get that, and that's sort of how she probably came up with the initials and stuff, and she tried to just switch it up and throw it out there. But she probably didn't really.
Gotcha.
Maybe Black Lives Matter don't mean nothing to her, but it don't mean she's a racist. So she just used this for some attention and threw out this and thought it was funny.
Or a person that talks too much, right? Like you said, and not thinking of the consequences. You're just out there making fun of things.
But I couldn't say she's racist. Like I said, like that word. I mean, you need to have more. Not even just verbal. It needs to be some action. You know, the way a person do things. To me, like their actions speak louder than words to me.
Yeah.
One thing I want to say on this. So, President Trump was hospitalized at Walter Reed Medical Center, which is in NIH, and I live right in the area. I drove past 2 days on Wisconsin Avenue. That's where NIH is. This is all publicly known. And I drove past, and of course, there were a number of Trump supporters out there. Trump is in the hospital because he had the COVID-19. He has the COVID-19 virus. I saw people with not following CDC guidelines on the grounds of the CDC, like on the gate outside. In fact, I will send you the video later of things I found, but you've got people not wearing masks. I saw a Nazi flag. And last night, I don't know if I can say that. You might have to bleep that out, but I'm so sorry. And when I drove past, I saw a Blue Lives Matter flag, White Lives Matter, protect our land. Basically for blue-blooded Americans of like white descent. I also saw 3 members of the KKK in their robes. Now, I'm sorry. If that's not an example of racism in our country, I don't know what is.
Oh, you live near DC, so you see all those marches that go on. You've seen all of the
everything.
Yeah. When I lived there, I used to go up for some of them too. I did a one with the women's movement. Yeah, all the time. DC is a fascinating place. Do you like where you live?
I love where I live. In fact, you know what? I don't want to put this out there and saying that everybody in there that everyone who lives in DC is a Trump supporter. I need to put these people. I saw people from California, New Jersey, people from all over America were coming to the center because unfortunately we've seen things happen. This is a deadly disease. People have died from it. We saw. Let
me reword what you're saying. You're saying that there's a large number of people that don't believe in the COVID virus. And
yes, and we've got Kelly Dot, who's a great example. I'm surprised Kelly Dot wasn't there, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, maybe it just never hit them personally or someone in their family and they feel okay. So maybe they think everything's exaggeration. It's hard to explain. Yeah. Because you guys got shut down at one time too, right?
Yeah, we've been shut down. We've had during the Black Lives Matter protest, we've had curfews. We had lockdown here in Montgomery County because I live in Potomac, Montgomery County. So it's just, we do live in a very politically divided area, and it's really, this is where we can see the real America, because this is, people come to DC to get their political views across, and we see it. And I really, when I talk about racism, it's because I have a true knowledge of it. In fact, and I'm not coming out this as just like a person with an opinion. I have background knowledge and I've seen it firsthand.
Let me take a couple calls. We're going to do a speed round and then we got to go. That was a long conversation. Hi, V. How are you?
Hello.
I'm good. How are you?
Good. What did you want to sound off about?
I want to talk about the whole Monique and Candace situation. Honestly, I think that Candace is, just being a sort of a brat and saying that none of this is her fault. Yes, Monique is saying she isn't remorseful for it, but, she's being as honest and true as she can be, but she is embarrassed, and it sucks all the way around. And then from what I hear, they're not going to be filming with her throughout the rest of the season and everything like that. And I don't want her to be fired, but it looks like she may be because of that. But I don't think Candace is going to get off as well. She might get fired as well. And don't forget, you keep saying Gizelle, but we need Robin out too.
Oh gosh,
We
this is
like
bad.
Robin.
They're saying someone's gonna go
Robin
at
just
the end
doesn't
of
have
the
a mind of
season.
her own.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
I mean, I
Robin
don't
doesn't have
ever
a mind of her own,
remember.
which kind of pisses me off.
Did Candace ever get? Did Monique ever get into it with Monique? Anybody? No, I don't think so.
Say what?
Did Candace get into it with Monique?
No, did Monique ever get into it with? Did Monique ever get into it with Robin? Like, I want to know why she doesn't like her.
Yes, with the umbrella. I can't remember
Oh yeah,
exactly
okay,
what
I
the
forgot all
argument was
about that.
about,
Yeah,
but she was like, they were leaving like dinner or something like that, and she was like,
yeah,
oh, Robin was saying stuff behind her, and Monique turned around. So it's always provoked towards Monique. So they always do things to see if she's gonna react, and that sometimes she does react, and
yeah,
I would react too. Honestly, I would react. I don't have the social, mental capacity to allow someone to continually just bash me and eat and try to degrade me, cut me at the ankles every single time, and just and what they said about her child and all that stuff. I would have been knocking heads off too. I don't I mean,
yeah.
honestly, yes,
Even though we know it's bad, let's follow it up
you
with
shouldn't,
that.
if you're argue with someone, you shouldn't be talking to them like that. And then also, like, I don't think they realize, yes, Candace does talk, and you're just supposed to let it go. No, the way that she talks is really like it's degrading. And then the way she did Ashley last year with the knife, she deserved the butt kicking then.
Oh God, V. Oh wow, V. Uh-oh, she went
On mute.
oh.
Sorry. Oh,
All right, one more call, guys, and then that's
I
it.
can't hear you.
yeah,
Oh, you keep fading in and out.
yeah.
Did you want to say another? I guess she's done. Okay, one more call, and then we're out. Hi, Ruth. How are you?
Hey, how are you? I haven't been in a long time. Hi, Andrew.
Hi.
Oh my God.
What did you want to sound off about?
I really want to talk about Gizelle, and I want to talk about Wendy. First of all, I'm not the one to come off like this. Wendy, I don't know why Wendy doesn't like Monique so much. Probably, I don't know, because she says she's loaded, she's got money and everything.
Yeah.
Why can't Wendy also figure out how to bleach her hands as well? No, no.
Ruth! Oh my God. Okay. Go ahead.
No, when you want to be mean for no reason, people have to call you out first. Wendy, can you bleach your hands and your feet? Your hands and your feet, they are two different, baby.
Oh my
Don't
God,
do that.
Ruth.
You can't treat a person for no reason. They don't like Monique because she is married very well. That is the only reason. She has a stable life, beautiful kids, a supportive husband with real money.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Gizelle in the band. What's going on? She has never liked Monique ever since Monique walked in. She's never liked that girl.
Well, let me ask you this really quick, Ruth. Do you think that Giselle's going to be successful in getting Monique fired?
I don't think so.
And then they're going to fire her.
Listen, if Monique leaves Potomac, what are we watching?
Yeah, that's how I feel.
What are we watching? What's his name? Jamal? We don't want to see that.
Oh, wow.
We don't want to see that.
Yeah.
He's not even easy on the eye.
Oh my
God, Ruth! No, we don't want. Please go back to New Birth. Please go back to New Birth. And no. And then Candice, to be very honest with you, I really think that I sympathize with Monique, but when a person is being pushed and pushed and pushed, sometimes you snap. She's human. However, I do not condone violence. I don't condone violence. And Monique should know better than that. She has everything to protect. These people should not get her out of her element. They shouldn't.
Yeah.
Robin is beneath Monique. She doesn't even have her own voice. Okay? She only speaks when Gizelle speaks. And when Gizelle doesn't speak, she doesn't know what next word to say.
Ooh, Ruth, you are just being honest today.
No, I'm mad because when you keep targeting one person for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
And then it's okay to target somebody, but to target somebody to go for her child and her marriage, that's what you don't do.
Yeah.
Especially,
Ruth, I'm going to wrap it up.
When Candice doesn't even have a husband. She has a chef in the house. Girl, bye.
Listen, Ruth, I'm going to have another segment. Me and Andrew, we're going to have another one this week, and we'll talk more about Potomac, okay?
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you for calling in. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right.
Okay, you guys, I'm running out of time today. I'm sorry, I should have took calls earlier. I mean, we got a lot to talk about. So me and Andrew will try to squeeze in another. What were you saying, Andrew?
Just another episode. Yeah, we have to, because we also have Orange County. Yeah, we've got
Or
Orange
take
County.
calls earlier next time or something like that. Because Orange County is coming on tonight, guys. So don't miss it. Oh, that Kelly tomorrow, isn't it?
Tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, don't miss it, guys. It's crazy. Thank you for joining the chat. I really appreciate it. Did you have anything else? Last words, Andrew?
Let's get Gizelle fired.
Gary, any last words?
No, but I agree with Andrew.
I think. Okay, on 3, guys, let's say bye. 1, 2, 3. Bye.
Hey, bye.
Bye.